Imagine you're the CEO of a small startup that's been struggling to gain traction in a crowded market. You've tried every growth model in the book, but nothing seems to be working. You're starting to feel like giving up. That is until you hear about Tiffani Bova, a renowned expert in business strategy who's helped companies of all sizes achieve unprecedented growth. As you eagerly pick up her book, you're immediately drawn in by her no-nonsense approach and practical advice. You read about how Marvel diversified its product portfolio to revive its business, and how McDonald's listened to its customers to return to growth. But what really strikes a chord with you is Bova's emphasis on minimizing customer turnover. You realize that all this time, you've been so focused on winning new clients that you've neglected your existing ones. You start to implement Bova's strategies, and before you know it, your customer retention rates are soaring, and your business is on an upward trajectory. Thanks to Tiffani Bova's expert guidance, you finally found the key to growing your company, no matter its size. Chapter 1. Sophie had always dreamed of starting her own business. She had a great idea, a solid business plan, and the funding to get it off the ground. But after just a few months of operation, she realized something was off. Her sales were mediocre, her customer base was shrinking, and worst of all, she was receiving negative reviews online. Sophie didn't understand what was going wrong. She had done everything by the book, pricing her products competitively, marketing aggressively, and offering a wide range of options. But then, one day, she stumbled across an article about customer experience and its impact on business success. That's when it hit her. She had been neglecting her customers. Determined to turn things around, Sophie started researching businesses that had prioritized customer experience and had seen incredible growth as a result. That's when she came across Shake Shack. She read about how the business had started as a single hot dog cart in New York and had grown into a global fast food chain by focusing on high-quality food and exceptional customer service. Inspired by Shake Shack's success, Sophie started implementing similar strategies in her own business. She sourced high-quality ingredients, encouraged customer feedback, and hosted roundtable discussions to understand their needs and wants. The result was an influx of positive reviews and feedback from customers who were impressed with her commitment to their satisfaction. But Sophie didn't stop there. She also studied the case of Starbucks, a business that had faltered when it lost sight of its commitment to customer experience. Sophie took the lessons she learned from Starbucks and made sure to prioritize quality and consistency in her business. She invested in staff training, upgraded her equipment, and launched a program to gather customer feedback and ideas. Sophie's efforts paid off. Her business started growing steadily, and her customer base grew along with it. Positive reviews flooded in, and Sophie felt proud of the business she had built. She knew that by prioritizing customer experience, she had set her business up for success. She had learned that in the era of instantly accessible online reviews, it's not price, but the quality of the customer experience that sets a business apart. Chapter 2. Imagine you are the CEO of a thriving business. Your company has been growing steadily over the years, and you're confident that you're on the right track. But there's a problem. Your team is focused on acquiring new customers at all costs. They believe that new customers are the key to growth, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to bring in new business. You've been watching this strategy play out for some time now, and you're not convinced. You know that it's important to bring in new customers, but you also know that you need to take care of the customers you already have. That's why you've decided to focus on customer base penetration. Your team is skeptical at first. They're used to the idea that growth is all about acquiring new customers, and they're not sure how to approach customer base penetration. But you're determined to make it work, and you know that the key to success is data. You start by analyzing your existing customer base. You want to know what they like and need, so you can focus on enhancing their experience and expanding the range of products they buy from you. You also want to know which customers are most likely to become repeat customers, so you can target them with special offers and promotions. As you delve deeper into the data, you start to see some patterns emerge. You realize that your customers are more likely to buy from you again if they feel like they're part of a community. They want to feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves, and they want to be rewarded for their loyalty. You decide to launch a loyalty program. Customers who sign up for the program will receive special offers and promotions, and they'll earn points for every purchase they make. These points can be redeemed for discounts, free products, and other perks. The loyalty program is a huge success. Customers love the special treatment they're receiving, and they're excited about the rewards they're earning. They start telling their friends and family about your company, and before you know it, you're seeing an increase in new customers too. You're thrilled with the results, but you're not done yet. You continue to analyze your data and fine-tune your approach. You introduce new products and services based on your customers' needs, and you make sure that every interaction they have with your company is a positive one. Thanks to your focus on customer base penetration, your company is thriving. You've built a loyal customer base that's eager to do business with you, and you're seeing new customers come in every day. You know that there will be challenges ahead, but you're confident that you can meet them head-on, thanks to your focus on taking care of the customers you already have. Chapter 3. Carter had always dreamed of starting his own business. After years of hard work and dedication, he finally did it. He opened up a small boutique that specialized in selling unique, handmade jewelry. The business was a hit, and soon he had a loyal customer base that kept coming back for more. But Carter wasn't content with just that. He knew that if he wanted to keep growing his business, he needed to expand into new markets. He spent countless hours researching new locations and demographics that might be interested in his products. Finally, he found a potential new market that he believed would be a perfect fit, a wealthy beach town about 2 hours away. Excited about the opportunity, Carter packed up his car with his best jewelry and headed to the beach. But when he arrived, he quickly realized that he had made a grave mistake. The jewelry that had been so popular in his hometown was not what the people in the beach town were interested in. They wanted bright, flashy pieces that would sparkle in the sun. Carter was devastated. He had put all of his hopes and dreams into this new market, and now it seemed like it was all for nothing. But instead of giving up, he decided to take a step back and regroup. He realized that he had made a common mistake. He had not taken the time to truly understand the market he was trying to enter. Determined to make it work, Carter went back to the drawing board. He researched the people in the beach town and what they liked. He started making new pieces that would appeal to them, bright, bold, and flashy. He also decided to do some market testing by setting up a pop-up shop on the beach. He talked to people, got feedback, and refined his products until they were exactly what the customers wanted. And it worked. Carter's new line of jewelry was a hit. He had finally found the right market to accelerate his business's growth. Before he knew it, he was opening up new stores in beach towns all up and down the coast. And he never forgot the lesson he had learned, that careful planning and research is crucial if you want to succeed in a new market. Chapter 4. Once upon a time, there was a small cosmetics business called Glow. It was run by a young entrepreneur named Rachel, who was passionate about providing quality products to her customers. She started her business by selling a small range of skincare products, which she formulated herself. Rachel's customers loved her products and appreciated the care and attention she put into each and every item she sold. As time passed, Rachel noticed that her customers were looking for more than just skincare products. They were interested in other beauty products like makeup and hair care. Rachel knew that she had to expand her product line to meet these new demands, so she started researching and experimenting with new formulations. One day, Rachel stumbled upon the story of Kylie Jenner, who had built a cosmetics empire through product expansion. Inspired, Rachel decided to follow in Kylie's footsteps and expand her own product line. She added lipsticks, eyeshadows, and other makeup items to her inventory. At first, sales were slow, and Rachel wondered if she had made a mistake. But she didn't give up. Instead, she started creating Snapchat tutorials, showcasing her new makeup products and sharing tips and tricks with her followers. Soon, her followers began to take notice, and sales started to pick up. Rachel didn't stop there. She continued to add new products to her line, like hair care items and fragrances. Her customers were thrilled to have access to all of these amazing products, and Rachel's business began to grow exponentially. Meanwhile, a competitor of Rachel's, a company called Beauty Zone, failed to keep up with the changing market. The company had been selling the same range of skincare products for years and had no plans to expand its product line. Customers were growing bored with the limited selection and started looking elsewhere for their beauty needs. Eventually, Beauty Zone went out of business, while Rachel's business continued to thrive. Rachel had learned the valuable lesson that product expansion is key to success in a changing market. By listening to her customers and providing them with the products they wanted, she was able to build a successful business that continued to grow and thrive. Chapter 5. In a far-off land, there was a small toy company called Toylandia. It was owned by a brilliant inventor named Thomas, who had created the most innovative and creative toys the world had ever seen. Thomas had always been passionate about his toys, and he knew that to grow his business, he needed to expand his product line. However, he was aware of the risks involved in product diversification. Thomas had read countless stories about companies that had tried and failed to diversify their products. But he was also aware of the benefits of taking such a risk. So, he decided to take the leap of faith and diversify his products. Thomas was a visionary. He knew that Toylandia was not just a toy company, but it was a company that could create characters that could be loved by children all over the world. So, he created a new department in his company, tasked with creating new characters that could be used not just for toys, but for movies, TV shows, and video games. For years, Thomas and his team worked hard to create the most innovative and creative characters, and soon enough, they had created a whole universe of characters that children loved. But Thomas wasn't done yet. He wanted to take the risk of diversifying his customer base. He knew that Toylandia was popular with children, but he also wanted to reach out to adults. He wanted to create a line of collectibles that would appeal to adults who were passionate about toys. He knew that this was a risky move, but he was willing to take the chance. Soon enough, Toylandia was selling collectibles not just to children, but also to adults. The company was growing, and Thomas was happy. But then disaster struck. A rival company started producing similar toys at a much lower price. Thomas was worried. He knew that he had to do something to save his business. He decided to take the risky move of diversifying his products even further. He created a new line of educational toys that were not just fun, but also taught children about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The toys were a hit, and soon enough, Toylandia was back on top. Thomas had taken the risk of diversification, and it had paid off. He had created a company that was loved by children and adults alike, and his innovative and creative toys were being sold all over the world. He knew that diversification was a risky move, but he was glad that he had taken the chance. Chapter 6. Sophia had a talent for identifying what people needed and wanted, and was constantly coming up with new product ideas. Finally, she decided to take the plunge and started her own online store selling handmade jewelry. At first, Sophia was overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work that went into running a business. There were so many details to take care of, from sourcing materials to designing the website. But she was determined to succeed, and she poured all her energy into making her business a success. Sophia quickly realized that simply having great products wasn't enough. She needed to optimize her sales to make it as easy as possible for her customers to buy her products. She started by streamlining her website and making it easy to navigate. She added a chatbot to answer customer questions and help them find what they were looking for. But Sophia didn't stop there. She also made sure that her products were easy to find on other online platforms. She optimized her listings on Etsy, Amazon, and other marketplaces, and made sure that her products were easy to discover through search engines like Google. As a result of all her hard work, Sophia's business began to take off. Customers loved her products, and they appreciated the effort she put into making the buying process as easy as possible. Her sales began to grow, and she started to see real success. But Sophia didn't let herself get complacent. She knew that optimizing sales was an ongoing process, and she continued to experiment and refine her approach. She tried different marketing techniques, offered new promotions and sales, and worked hard to keep her customers happy. Thanks to her dedication and hard work, Sophia's business continued to thrive. She was proud of what she had accomplished, and she knew that she had made a real difference in the lives of her customers. And as she looked toward the future, she knew that there was no limit to what she could achieve. Chapter 7. Once upon a time, there was a company called Tektronix that sold cutting-edge technology products. They had a great team of salespeople who were experts at acquiring new clients. However, the company was struggling to retain its existing customers, and their high churn rate was beginning to affect their bottom line. The CEO of Tektronix, Sarah, knew that they needed to focus on minimizing churn if they wanted to continue growing. She knew that acquiring new customers was expensive and that the best way to avoid growth slumps was to retain their existing ones. So, she called a meeting with her team to brainstorm ways to improve their customer retention rates. During the meeting, Sarah shared an example of a company that was great at customer retention, Spotify. She explained that Spotify's customers could choose from a variety of different account types, including an account downgrade to a more affordable alternative. This option was an effective way of preventing churn because customers who were thinking about leaving might decide to downgrade instead. Although they were paying less, they were still Spotify customers. Sarah also shared another example of a company that was good at customer retention, Netflix. She explained that Netflix's decision to produce its own content was especially effective because it allowed the company to set itself apart from the competition and give its customers a good reason to prefer its services over those of rivals. Sarah emphasized that churn wasn't just bad for their bottom line, but it was also a sign that something was wrong with the way Tektronix worked. She shared an example of a company called Blue Apron, which sent customers packaged ingredients and recipes for home-cooked meals. Blue Apron was growing quickly, but their high churn rate reflected the fact that their customers weren't happy with their performance. The quality of their deliveries was uneven, with many orders arriving late or incomplete. If they wanted to become a serious name in the industry, they needed to improve their product. After the meeting, Sarah decided to implement a partnership strategy to help Tektronix grow more quickly. She knew that expanding into new markets or diversifying their portfolio could be complicated and expensive, so she wanted to avoid overstretching the company. Sarah decided to set up a deal with a retailer that was already active in a new market to sell their product. She knew that this would be a win-win situation and would minimize their costs. Tektronix established a partnership with a retailer called Global Tech, which was already active in a new market they wanted to enter. The deal benefited both partners, and Tektronix was able to generate more revenue while minimizing their costs. The partnership worked because both parties trusted one another, and this was something that Sarah emphasized during the negotiation process. In the end, Tektronix was able to minimize their churn rate by improving their product quality and customer experience. They were also able to grow more quickly by embracing partnerships and avoiding overstretching themselves. Thanks to Sarah's leadership, Tektronix became a serious name in the industry and continued to thrive for many years to come. Finally, the insights and knowledge I gained from reading Growth IQ were phenomenal. I highly recommend it. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and if you found value in this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more great content. Trust me, you won't regret it.